Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel. I thought today I would go ahead and take a break from the normal music stuff that I post on here, and I thought I would do a taste test. I ran across an interesting beverage out there. It's summertime, it's warm and everything, of course, but I didn't feel like drinking beer today, so I decided to go with the healthier option, and I decided to pick up a hard seltzer. Now, these have been very popular over the last several years, but what I found interesting about this particular brand is it is a cider seltzer hybrid. It is known by the name of Seven Peaks. The label here says, seltzer crafted from Northwest apples from the Cascades, and seltzer crafted from Northwest apples. It looks like it is made in Oregon, and that's pretty cool. Bend, Oregon, actually. Canned by Avid Cider Company, which I think is actually a very good cider company. So, anyhow, Seven Peaks. So, what we're going to be testing today is their Raspberry Cosmo, their Huckleberry Lemon Drop, their Mango Mule. Kind of like that artwork. I'm hopeful for that one. And Marionberry Peach Bellini. Something like that. Anyhow, so, are you guys ready? Let's get to tasting. Alright guys, well, first up on the docket, we have the Seven Peaks Raspberry Cosmo. Elevated hard cider. So, first thing I want to point out is it is a blue can. The others are pretty much both purple and pink. So this is an outlier from the crowd. And I don't know if they sell these as individuals, but I did find a variety pack. So anyhow, this is the only blue one that you can find out there. If that's your thing, blue and white, I guess go for it. So yeah, what I'm going to do in these videos today is I am going to do a crack test to hear how it sounds, opening the can. A scent from inside the can, pouring it into a glass, testing the scent again, and giving a flavor profile, and then my rating. So, first up, here we go. Seven Peaks Raspberry Cosmo. Admittedly, a pretty weak crack sound. Popcorn is the first scent that comes to me. Popcorn and farts. Pretty strong. There is some apple flavor, but very subdued. Maybe apple farts is what I'm getting from it. Interesting. Here we go. So as you can see, it's kind of a clear, not much head, but there is a little bit of the head, but it does have some color to it, maybe from the apples. Okay, now that it's poured into a glass, apple scent is coming through. Still getting a little bit of muted popcorn, but overall not too bad. Certainly has those characteristics of a seltzer. Let's give it a taste. Okay, it's crisp. A little bit of apple. Very faint on the popcorn. I would say it goes down generally pretty smooth. Kind of like what you would expect out of a seltzer. But it does have a hint of cider to it, so very interesting take. Yeah, I would say, for being the first out of the mix, I'm gonna start strong, and I'm gonna give it a 4. I think a 4 is a pretty good match on it. All right, and we're back. So, I know with like professional taste testers out there and everything, usually it's a nice sorbet or sherbet. It does work when working with food, but let's be honest, we're sitting at a bar, we're having some snacks and stuff, so true to form, I figured the best thing to be would be a Doritos brand corn chips, the nacho flavor. Certainly the party pack works pretty well, but now a lot of people, they like to just chew the chip. I like to let it circulate and cover the whole tongue, kind of get all 6 different zones of the taste buds and the tongue covered. That way everything's clean. So, cheesy. So now that that's done, let's move on to, I guess, the Huckleberry Lemon Drop. Again, I do like the coloring on this. Got the purples and the pinks and snow-covered mountains, which, let's admit, that's kind of bullshit. That's not happening out west anymore. Oh, and another fun fact, it is gluten-free, but it does contain sulfates. So if you're allergic to that or whatever, maybe just fucking don't drink that. Ingredients are Cascade water, 100% fresh pressed apple cider, apple juice concentrate, blackberry juice concentrate, and some other bullshit. There is basically the same in the last one, I'm sorry, but it has raspberry juice concentrate in it. This one's, of course, blackberry, its cousin. So, crack test, very nice sound. Again, the shitty kind of label, but it does alright. Okay, so a muted fart scent to it, but boy, those blackberries are really coming through. And it's not like the fresh blackberry that you're thinking of. It's got a more of... The blackberries really have a rind. You know what I'm talking about, though? It's got the essence of blackberry, but it's still sweet. And then again, some of that apple. Nice fizz sound to these, actually. What I'm liking about these so far over other seltzers is that they actually retain their color, where a lot of them just look like, regular bubbly-ass water. These actually are kind of a cider hybrid sort of thing, so, the sense of calling it an, elevated hard cider, I guess, I don't know. 4.7% alcohol. Again, most seltzers are coming in at 5%, so it's actually not elevated. But good tactic, nonetheless. Very good color, kind of the same as the others. Diluted piss, or, well, not really. I'm a fan of drinking water, so mine's a little bit more clear than that, but not too bad of a color. Head was really not there at all. Still a little bubbly, not too bad. Okay, so once again, out of the can, totally different scent profile that I'm picking up. Kind of diarrhea-y, pukey, kind of. Still, again, hints of apple and berry flavor. Interesting. We'll give it a shot. Okay, very spicy. Ooh. Finishes with a touch of cherry, actually. There's a little bit of pine, grass notes in it. I think part of that is, again, due to the seltzerness of it. But, you know, I gotta admit, from being a seltzer, it's not all that bubbly. It dissipates pretty quickly. I'm guessing that you're probably supposed to enjoy these straight from the can, but I gotta tell you, that fart smell is super strong. All right. Kind of a beef flavor. You know what? I guess I should give these a rating. That's pretty all right. I would say so far, you know, the 7 Peaks. I would give. Well, we're gonna do something a little different on the fly, of course. But I'm gonna rate these in a rating of 1 to 5 Doritos. So I would say the Raspberry Cosmo. I'd probably give that. I'd probably say that's a 4 Dorito. The the Huckleberry Lemon Drop. Wow, it's pretty much blackberry. I would give that. Again, I'd probably give that a 4, maybe a 3.5 Dorito on the scale. It's pretty good. It's definitely sweeter than the Raspberry Cosmo, so if you're looking for something a little sweeter, I would probably recommend that. Again, I just found this as a variety pack, so I don't know if they happen to sell these as individuals. I think that would probably be a piss poor choice. So stick with the variety pack. So far, let's see what else they do. I gotta admit, I'm really hesitant to go back down to a 1, because finishing that off, boy, that mango really stays with you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do 2 chips on this one. Okay, last one up. 7 Peaks Marionberry Peach Bellini. And go ahead and drop a comment if you think you know how that's pronounced. Again, I do really like the artwork on it. It's all pretty generic. They're shitty kind of labels. They adhere to the aluminum very well. But again, a mountain peak like that does not exist anywhere in Oregon. Great. So let's give it a crack test. Okay, I will give 2.5% to the Mango Mule for its crack test alone, because so far that has been the best crack test that I felt. It felt powerful, it felt, you know, secure. It was awesome. Thunderous, almost. So far, the crack test on this one was pretty good. Let's give her a sniff. Seaweed and wet dog. And carpet cleaner solution. Oh, you know what? Definite cleaner scent. A little bit of that dog in there. It kind of smells like urinal cake. Just a little bit. Which actually I kind of enjoy, because that makes me think it's sterile. And some fruit, but industrial fruit, you know what I mean? Okay, Marionberry Peach Bellini. I think it might be the peach in it. It might actually have some peach. Let's discover together. Cascade water, 100% fresh pressed apple cider. I spilled a little on my hand. Oh, Marionberry juice concentrate, which is great since it is Marionberry forward. And little known fact to my audience out there, if you've never heard of a Marionberry, no worries. But Marionberry is actually a berry that was created up in the Portland area. There's a county of Marion, and made their own berry, and thus why it's called the Marionberry. It does look like a blackberry, but it's a little bit bigger. It tastes like a fucking berry. That's all right. Weird scent. let's go ahead and give it a pour test. Interesting color. You know, it might be the lighting here because it does all kind of look the same. But when I poured this out, it was a little bit more purpley. Just a slight, little bit. Maybe you can see it. It's kind of got a little bit of a rosé color. I'm sure it's all coming out like dog shit on the camera, and you know, we do the best we can. Popcorny. There's a hint of apple, and there's this extra sweetness that's on there, but it's not overly sweet, not like diabetic sweet sort of thing. But there's something hovering on there it's kind of pleasant. Still that popcorn industrial scent going to it. Maybe a hint of like pine sol, and boy, the dog is gone. The wet dog scent is gone. If you were thinking about purchasing these, sit down and pour them out of the can because the flavor is wildly different. I would say improved, but maybe you're a fan of that like dog cleanser sort of scent and stuff. But also if you're just out, you know, a hot day, you know, trying to watch your figure, these are probably okay. Because again, well, and I don't know if I ever said this, but calories, 120 per can. No added sugar. One interesting note that I just noticed on here is that they put in vitamin D, but there's nothing in there. There's no vitamin D. So the fact that they're letting you know that there's vitamins in here and they took them out, I think is pretty neat. 7 grams of carbs, probably from just the alcohol itself. Who gives a shit? I'm not a nutritionist. Interesting. Boy, really getting hit hard with that popcorn. Boy, the more that you aerate it, popcorn just really hits you. But there is a fruit aspect to it. The apple and the marionberry, I think, are pretty evenly distributed. Kind of bland, very bubbly. It's kind of hard to tell. Well, you can see there is some bubbles, and that sticks with you all the way down. Interesting. I will rank it higher than the Mango Mule. I'll put this as I may even be so bold as to say it's a 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 sounds good. It's not their strongest. It's a very unique flavor to it. It does carry that popcorn all the way through, so I will give it 3.5 Doritos. I mean, the color's right there. It has a carbonation. I don't know if I would call it refreshing. It's bland and okay. I think that pretty much seals the deal on that one. So I'll come back with the final verdict after I've had a Dorito. Okay guys, I'm back. One final tiny little Dorito. Okay, so again, we have the Raspberry Cosmo, Huckleberry Lemonade, Lemon Drop, the Mango Mule, the Huckleberry Peach Bellini. Now, there's still some remnants in here. I think I'm gonna keep my same scores. A 4, a 4, a 2, and a 3.5. But there's still some remnants in the bottom of these cans. So now that they've had a chance to sit out and get a little warmer, let's just try the remnants of it, just see how it tastes. The Raspberry Cosmo, the Huckleberry Lemon Drop, and the Marionberry Peach thing. Okay, now that I've had a chance to sit on it, I'm going to go ahead and drop Raspberry Cosmo to a 3.5. I'm going to increase the Huckleberry Lemon Drop up to 4.5. Mango Mule sticking strong at that 2.5. Marionberry whatever to fucking 3. So there you go. If you happen to be in the neighborhood and you run across any of these drinks, I would go ahead and recommend If you're looking for a hybrid between a cider and a seltzer, I would go ahead and fucking make whatever decision you want. I'm not a fan of seltzers. I think they taste like absolute horseshit. But since these are mixed with the cider, I think they're a little bit better and maybe worth your money. I mean, 4.7%, they're not super effective, but they do okay. And since they're a cider, they're a little less seltzery, so a little less gas. I think it's perfect if you want something to drink that isn't beer or cider, but has a little bit of carbonation. Also, I'd probably recommend that you just go ahead and get something that's better. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit subscribe and comment or like stuff. And if you don't, that's cool too. I don't really give a shit. But we'll see you next time. Take care. Boy. Jesus, good.